Hello, good morning. I think I have about an hour to give a small lecture on my first day, my 37th birthday. Happy that's strong to me. So we've been chatting lately about Alunome, Isla I, so we're going to be talking about this board. This is what I call the Alunome board. Now this board, I'm going to give it to you for like 5 seconds so you can see it properly. Yeah. This board is very versatile and will give us a lot of implements to implement our ideas, to implement our education, to implement our life. You know, nobody told me to do this. This is not copied from anyone else's, though it's been inspired by other people's work. So now we've been talking about the sign language, right? The sign language, we just said it'll be based on three fingers, three middle fingers. Now those three middle fingers will represent by, this is the first finger, this is the space between the middle finger, the space between the third finger, for three. These are the divisions, and these are the divided lines. See? So this is quite simple. Go back to the previous videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. The alphabets are here, the postures on the previous videos, the meditations as well, the principles that give us the values, the morals that build our culture. So now I just felt I had to say this because it's between 3 and 4 a.m. in African time, most of Africa that is, just around 33 degrees south of the equator. But now within the 33 degrees, yeah. I think 33 degrees. The tropical Capricorn is about a little over 100 k's from here. So we're very close to the Greenwich Meridian. So you could tune in your time if you're in another place of the world, the globe. Because I'm saying this, because they say we're living in the age of information and technology. They're talking about knowledge-driven economies, fourth and fifth industrial revolutions. And people are coming up with a lot of ingenious things, because population is increasing. But what are we increasing as a people of this geography, the people of this space on Earth? Are we gonna just keep consuming? This is my second year into what they call adulthood, and not to sound disrespectful or looking down on anyone, but I've never seen a book from any of my elders, my teachers, even my poor parents, despite a few, norms, values passed down through our oral traditions. I've never seen anything written down that explains our culture the way it is. There's a few books on our idioms, our sayings, our proverbs, a a few celebrations, people celebrating their cultures, but they're not really building us and they're not building up. They're not growing. They're not building anything. They're only, most of them are only trying to relic or preserve what their forefathers have done. None of them is building on top of that. You see. So I'm trying to bring up something that is entirely our own. You know, I've been through institutions, I've been through facilities, and one of the games that I've publicized concerning this board, I call it the Aila Araba, the word race. If you look through my Facebook, you can find one post talking about it. I think even my previous video was describing how to play the Araba word race, you know. Three other variations concerning the Araba version of the game, which is one of 17 plus others, you know. So I'm looking at this as one of our ways as Africans, because we're not, strict classroom kind of teaching setup kind of people, you know. We are practical people. That's why I even send our messages through music rather than just, mails. And this comes after we done away of things, of civilization. That's why even colonialism came and took some of our stuff away and developed it and brought it back. But now we're in a stage where we're in a bit of balance, you know. Everybody has gained their own integrity. Most of the world's practically more or less it's about uh, a similar plate, despite few there. And we all have a voice. Let me get to that, you know, that foundation. We all have a voice. We all have something to say for ourselves. We all have a role to play in the development and the betterment of the world. Now, with these 2 years of adulthood developing these concepts, I've seen that my nation, a poor nation, which is quite rich, but doesn't fully realize how rich we are. Like, for example, I'll give you a typical example. A well-groomed Mutswana uh, can speak in just about any accent in the world. You can give them an Indian accent, they speak an Indian accent, a Japanese, West African, North African accent, an American accent, a British accent, a French accent. But none of the people I'm talking about can come back and speak other people's accents, you know. That's wealth in its own. It's genetic wealth, you know. We look at our geography. In many ways, I can't dispute that a good percentage of our land is a desert, but nowadays we have a lot of ways to stop desertification, and we can combat deserts in many ways. We have dunes, we have a whole lot of land compared to our population. You know, like Marcus Garvey used to say, the French have more territory than they can control. You know, so we have a lot of territory. We have a lot of technology. Recently launched our own satellite, WhatsApp. One. I don't know if there are any more to come. So we can link with the world. Nowadays, we don't have to bow to the missionary to give us books and give him diamonds. No, we have technology. We reach out. We say, yeah, man, some things I've written here, I want to put them in paper. how much ink you got that side. And I just give you soft copies, so you spread them that side, because there is a lot of history that's still yet to be written. You know, we know that Oxford put some new words into that dictionary almost. I don't know if it's still every year nowadays, but we don't have new words in Setswana. We still have the same words. If at all, that are new to our ears. We're just retrieving meaning of words that have been lost in our tongues throughout generations as we anglicized our speech, you know. So now I'm bringing this as one of the ways that we can grow our culture. As you can see, it also has a sign language. It has a body language, the full body language. It has games. It has mathematics. It has spelling and its own way of writing, which we'll get into maybe on the next video. But if you look at it, if you've seen the whole document, those body language, the exercises which emulate the letters, based on our positions. Like we say, when we say ah, we represent this. When we say we stand with our body and our legs stretched forward. When we represent N, we say the horizontal is longer, the vertical is shorter. When we represent X, we say the vertical is longer, the horizontal is shorter. When we represent I, we stretch our limbs in all directions. So that's progeny right there. That's something to be documented for posterity. That's something that took a lot of work, a lot of striving, a lot of, I wouldn't say suffering, but for lack of a better word, a lot of sweat to come up and actually conceptualize, a lot of trials, a lot of moving around, forgetting manuscripts, losing manuscripts, running away and leaving them behind, coming back with just a few concepts to remember what you were writing, and finally we came back, we got it all together. We gave you the ILE, I writing system, which has more to do with generating something with our own minds, of course, that is indigenous, and contributing to the plethora of knowledge that's growing throughout the world. Many people are coming with their cosmologies, they're realizing that we can have our own cosmology here, because we can come up with a structure which is very not alien, a structure of the universe, like from the four fundamental elements of earth, air, fire, water, that are present in the planet Earth. We can go past the moon, look at the four phases of the moon, go on to the planets, look at Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Jupiter, Venus, Uranus, Mercury, Mars, the Sun in the middle. Go even higher, look at the constellations, look at Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Scorpio, Aquarius, Sagittarius, can go on even to the pole stars, the crooks, the southern crosses. You can go on to eons, calculating time. You can go on to uh, attributing the hours of the days and the four seasons of the year. We could go on to, just modifying our language in a way that resonates with how we do things. It's not only about the way we dress, which is not entirely original. It's not only about the food we eat, which is also not that representative of our people, of our nation, of our geography. It's not entirely of the few songs that we sing, but the proverbs will always remain. That one I must hand it out to our forefathers. Proverbs will always remain as relevant as they were when they were founded, just like in any other culture. And maybe we could have, not that I'm dreaming too much, but we could have our own gadgets that represents how we speak, how we communicate, how we travel, how we see our own perspective of life through our own chords, our own podcasts, through our own ceremonies, our own seasonal celebrations, our own way of representing communication. This is not a dream that has nothing tangible to be put on the table. This is a dream coming into reality. This is history in the making, whether you want to believe it, whether you want to like it or not. Well, not that I want to blow my own horn, but people are doing this in other places, other cultures behind closed circles. So why can't we? Because we have Botswana all over the world. We have grown like Botswana is not only about the blood of the person born on the central or southern Africa. No, Botswana is someone who thinks like a Botswana, because we have a Caucasian who are more Botswana than dark Botswana. We have communities of our nations, and I should think over 50 countries and even overseas. And the way we relate with our earth, especially including a type of Khoekhois and Khoisans, what they call the Sand people, Basara, what they have, and if you could combine them with this, with the help of artificial intelligence, with the help of uh, folklore, the help of the little elders, the few elders who still remember who we have in our communities. They say we're building Gaia. That's the Greek word. Yeah. Even in Christians, they know that the new heaven and the new earth comes after revelation. These are some of the revelations. The Hindus know about the Mahabharata. Battle of Kurukshetra. This is the end of the bout, the battle of Eru and Seth, where they now tie the knot of peace and say, yes, you take this share, I take this share, We meet at this corner. So happy birthday to me. This is not a teaching of a demonstration. This is letting you pick my brains. I've done a lot of studying, a lot of traveling by foot inside my country. And I was just receiving this love from the ground, and at the same time giving it back in the form of a way to bring us together. Because even as we grow, as we evolve intellectually, if we grow, as we grow physically, as we grow mentally, as we grow spiritually, we go through all what they call the chakras, get to a point where we realize that no, everything is united. How are you going to tap into that unity? You know, reading our own Akashic records. So let's go deeper into this. I hope we talk soon. I hope you join me in my meditation sessions. I hope you join me in my exercise sessions. I hope we come together in one accord and come and enjoy the Aile games, which are not just board games. They're physical, they're mental, they're intellectual, emotional, they're very educational, they're healthy. Most important of all, they'll make us grow, not only as a nation, but as a race called human race. Put an S there, batho. And we get a little population of batho or Batswana. And what do we do? Boto. What they usually know as Buntu or Ubuntu. And if we come together, everybody that Ubuntu, we have Sintu, Situ. Situ, Setswana. Setso, Setsu. So if you play around with syllables like that, you realize that we're all just humans, man. I'm looking at the time right now. I'm about to run out of video time, but this was short between 3 and 4 a.m., but now it's past 4 a.m. on the 7th of May 2026. And I really give thanks for the years that I've tried. I'd like to say we're all on a journey of self-discovery, but I consciously took these decisions to go deeper into my consciousness, to study works that will make me contribute to my community in more than just a material way, because I could give you technology that can give you anything you want in the material plane. But are you growing mentally, or are you just growing taller? You're just getting bigger, or are you getting wiser? You know, that's what I'm getting at. So I'm trying to bridge that balance, you know. So let's balance it all together. I'm 37, happy to be alive. I think you can see. I'm glad I'm still in this incarnation, I'm still on this planet at this time when all these things are happening. And I'd like you to come and enjoy this with me. Blessed morning. Let's have a great one. Hotel.